Well, hi everybody. My name is Zachary O'Shea. I am the author of Grease Paint, which is the first book in the Crimson Thread series, which takes place in a horror universe that I've been working on for quite a few years now. And I am just super excited to finally be able to share it with all of you. Today is the day that the print version, is available up on Amazon. Of course, it's also digitally available via Kindle Unlimited. Some folks like to read digitally. Some folks like to have a book they can hold in their hand, like myself. There's nothing wrong with either way. But I just wanted to celebrate that by reading from a later chapter that's not available in any of the free previews, just so you can get a taste of what's a little bit deeper in. Of course, this is the proof copy. You can tell by the fact that it just has a line on it. But the words are all the same. And we're going to go ahead and jump into Chapter 6. Chapter 6. The Figure. It took a moment for Harper to find the courage to lift her gaze, which was enraptured by the crimson thread. It took a moment longer for her gaze to penetrate the gloom and green beyond the string. Here, away from cities or roads, hell, any hint of civilization, I'm as much an animal as everything else. Unspoiled nature wants me to admire it, to commune with it, to be consumed by it. She chewed on her thoughts. Out here, where the wild things are, there aren't easy answers, and sometimes those behind vile crimes aren't man or beast. Or so the voices haunting late-night AM waves and true crime podcasts claimed. How many afternoons have I killed reading conspiracy yarns, rolling my eyes, and laughing? She wasn't laughing now. All this ran through Harper's mind in the seconds it took her brain to process the interplay of shadow and light under the trees. Silhouettes became trunks, tall bushes, and the occasional boulder with aching slowness. Behind the leafy, barbed green was leafier, thistle green. Part of her was certain she was going to see something terrible at any moment, something eager to get her, to get all of them. The outline of a man appeared at the edge of her sight. Misty tendrils clung to his tall, powerful lines. Her mind caught the vaguest juxtaposition of funeral purple and drowned corpse blue along one arm. Her imagination filled in the rest of the sleeve's diamond pattern. The wind shifted. The head of an axe glinted what little sun broke through the trees as it hung loosely in a white-gloved hand. Shadows striped his pallid, painted face and crimson nose. The gloom coalesced into Stygian solitaires enveloping his eyes, creating the impression of something inhuman. The wind shifted again, and the fog bank covered the imposing figure. When it cleared, he was gone. What was a clown doing in the middle of the woods? She saw it, didn't she? A clown, his handsome face grotesquely painted, a hint of outrageous costume tailored into something insidious, a haunt blending urban legend with bygone folklore, this modern murderous ghost in the fog. A giggle bubbled its way up Harper's throat and past her lips with little sound. A fucking clown lurking in the woods at the edge of a murder scene with an axe in hand. Seriously? She told herself it was a figment of her overwrought imagination. She sucked in the chilled, coppery air, exhaling slowly, but the heart beneath her modest chest wouldn't slow down. Surely shock had conjured up the apparition in her imagination. She wasn't particularly terrified of clowns. What was the word for that? Chlorophobia? At least Harper retained that from Psychology 101 after dumping it. She rubbed the meat of her palm into one eye, staring into the misty woods with the other, waiting, perhaps wanting, the horrible harlequin to reappear. Harper? Thankfully, Ben called her name before putting a hand on her shoulder, or she might have jumped out of her skin. Instead, Harper trembled under her brother's grip. She shook her head with a bounce of ginger curls. Just on edge. This isn't good, Ben. No, it's not. We need to get out of here, she said. Ben nodded and licked at his lips. Both of them turned to look at Conrad, his impressively chiseled shoulders turned towards them as he and Tom stared into the cooler. Though Harper found herself musing, Conrad's shoulders didn't seem impressive compared to those of her hallucination. Dear Lord above, let it be a hallucination, she hoped. What was that saying about atheists in foxholes? Ben turned back to her. Are you okay? That's a dumb question, Harper said. Am I okay? What about all this would make me okay? Her brother shrugged. I don't know. You seem worse off, almost as bad as Otto. Henry's gaze roamed over the wrecked tents as if he was trying to put together a jigsaw puzzle without a picture for reference. His expression, though, was distant. The canopy's sharp-angled shadows raked over him as unseen clouds shifted on the other side of the leaves. Otto has the right idea, I think. Her attention returned to the misted edges of her vision. No clown. Part of her wished that the painted man stood there so she could point him out. The rest of her felt profound relief. Ben followed her gaze with his own. What? Nothing. Just my imagination. Harper turned away from the tree line. She stepped back towards the ruined campsite, pausing at the way the two men stood rigid. Guys, what's in the cooler? Just stay over there, Harp, Conrad said as he turned to them. His daring expression from earlier was nowhere to be seen. He held up his hand. What is it? Harper asked, instantly regretting those words. Well, of course, I'm not going to tell you what's in the cooler. You're going to have to read the book for yourself. Again, either in print, available at Amazon, or Kindle Limited if you prefer digital. I've gone ahead and put the link in the show notes below. And I just hope you take a chance on me and go and check out the rest of the story. I think you're going to really enjoy it. All right, thank you. I'll probably do some further recording. There are some short stories in the same universe that are out there for free that I'll also put in the links below. But if folks like this, I may just record them as well. This was really tough for me. I don't usually read aloud, to my kid and my wife sometimes. But to other people, I do a lot of TTRPG, Dungeons & Dragons stuff. So I'm pretty used to talking to folks, but just kind of reading to people I can't see, it's pretty difficult. But I'm glad I did it, and I hope you enjoy it. And, have a wonderful day.